Well, magically what happened for me? Blood pressure was kept in check just by doing those two things. In your opinion, in your experience over the last, 6-7 years of using saunas, what is the top 3 reasons that someone would buy a sauna or need a sauna? Yeah, I mean, that could run the gamut from anything from helping a specific health condition to targeting a set few parameters of longevity markers. Pardon me, fighting a cold. I can tell you for me personally, there's been several times in my life where it's very specific, helped me get rid of brain fog, cardiovascular benefit, blood pressure benefit. I'm not a doctor, not giving medical advice, not saying that sauna would treat a specific condition for you. But what I can tell you is that my own experience has been when faced with particular issues like that, I personally received benefit from my own use. And this has happened a couple different times. It hasn't been in the same patch of number of years. It'll be 1.5 to 2 years, 5-6 years ago. And then a few years ago, there was another stretch there where it was 8 or 10 months when I was going to the hospital quite frequently. Definitely helped me, kept me in check, even though they were giving me some drugs that have some side effects. I can't say that that would help for everyone, but I can say if you were in my position, you damn sure better try it because the benefits were, very, very welcomed. We'll just put it that way. It's difficult to explain because on one hand, there's a gazillion reasons why someone might have brain fog. In my case, maybe it was just my fault. Maybe I was on an inflammatory diet, or I was eating things for years or living a lifestyle that wasn't in accordance to what my body liked. Or maybe I had food sensitivities and allergies and I wasn't really paying attention to them, even though I had some labs that would substantiate, hey, maybe not eat this, and this thing, you have a slight allergy to them, right? So it can become a compounding issue. Aside from that, if you develop, health conditions as you age or things like that, your body doesn't work as good as it does or did, in prior years. So one of the signs of inflammation or poor lifestyle choices or, whatever particular health condition can be brain fog. Your brain performance is downregulated. You can have inflammation of the tissues. You can have permeable, gut barrier, which most likely means you have a permeable, brain barrier. So a lot of things happen when those things are taking place. You have inflammation in the gut. You have food particles that are probably things that you shouldn't be eating that are now being introduced into the bloodstream, which are further causing inflammation. Also stopping your body's ability to really transfer lymph and do its natural detox in the way that it's designed to do it, because you have permeability in these areas and you continue to do the wrong things that are exacerbating those types of conditions. And so what sauna does, if you're faced with something like that, is it's kind of like a relief valve. I don't know if you know how a hot water heater works, but if you had a hot water heater tank and it was overpressurized, there's a relief valve so it doesn't blow up, in your house. Sauna can kind of act like that. Obviously, if it's your fault or your lifestyle choices that are creating the conditions that are compounding these issues, a sauna is not a magic bullet that is, going to not make you have to do anything else and just fix everything in your life. I hate it when people portray it like that. However, it's a wonderful, wonderful tool to assist your body's natural processes in order to naturally fix things like that, to aid you in doing the things that it's supposed to do naturally and give you a chance, buying you time, to correct your lifestyle choices so that you can get your health back. Yeah, so number one, brain function, brain performance, and maybe that's not the right label. When I sauna consistently, I show up better. My brain works better. I think more clearly. And I hate to use the word brain fog because you could have brain fog from some other condition that I've never experienced in my life, and the way that I'm describing it would be different for you. And I don't like blanket information where people just take it at face value and then expect, a particular result without thinking that they have to do what's required on their path. But I also would highly encourage you to think about it as a tool that can assist you if you're facing issues like that. I just want you to do a little bit more due diligence. I want you to be a little bit more educated so that you're using it the right way, so that you're getting the benefits, so you experience the result with that particular problem. And for me, it dramatically improved my ability to think, dramatically improved my ability to sleep. Sauna in the evening before bed, I sleep like a rock. My rest and digest is so much better. If you wear an HRV monitor, generally you see an uptick just from 3 to 5 sessions a week. And this is consistent throughout hundreds and thousands of people. It's not like
it's just me over here. I'm the only one using these things. And that's what we get out of the Facebook group. You know, a lot of people post, and some of it, hey, full disclosure, a lot of it's anecdotal. 15,000 people in the Facebook group, they're not going to their doctor and saying, hey, you know, can you send me home with a sleep monitor? And they use a sauna for 2 months. And they're like, hey, can you send me that sleep monitor again? They're not doing that. But I mean, it's pretty difficult to ignore if you see hundreds of people saying like, oh yeah, by the way, I sleep a lot better. I feel more refreshed. All these things go into the body's performance though, particularly brain fog, brain performance, thinking. Yeah, number 2 is the improvement in sleep. And that should probably be number 1, because when you sleep better, everything gets better. So anything that, in people that have had insomnia will attest to this. If your body's ability to regenerate is improved, or if your capacity to recover in a shorter amount of time or have deeper sleep in the same amount of time is, you see an uptick there, I mean, that's a win, because all of your bodily systems and all of your processes are going to improve in the way that they function and perform. The way that you feel, the amount of energy that you have, the amount of presence, the way that you can show up for your family, your job, your career, your friends. The way I view it for myself is I'm just a more effective human, right, by doing this stuff. And I see that as a trend for most people that are doing this. So if there was one thing that I could say, hey, you know, you should look into this, it would be because it's not to treat a specific disease or something like that. There's no, you know, fluff or foo-foo where we're like, oh yeah, buy this thing and it's gonna, I hate that, right? As a leukemia survivor myself, I really don't like it when companies say, oh yeah, saunas are used to treat cancer. I don't like it when they do that, because I feel like it's a marketing ploy that attaches itself to people who may be in a vulnerable position, maybe short on funds, or they're spending every resource they possibly have for their family member to have, you know, treatment or medical care or whatever. And they are thinking that on their last $5,000, you know, this thing is going to cure them or fix them. That's a load of horse. You know, is infrared sauna specifically one of the things that helped me the most post-leukemia treatment? Absolutely. But I wouldn't tell someone to spend their last, you know, hope, you know, on the thing and frame it in such a way. I feel like that's a disservice to them and their family. So the next thing would be blood pressure. I can tell you exactly how sauna contributed to lowering my blood pressure and keeping it in check without medication. And I can give you a reference point in the Facebook group if you were to ask, or if you go search in there, see how many people have been able to improve their blood pressure with sauna and a little bit of cardio, or just sauna, or sauna and walking like I did. So I'll tell you my personal experience. That way, this is in no way, shape, or form medical advice of any kind, not a doctor, but I'll tell you about my experience with the doctors. I was going to the hospital 5 days a week for 10 months, alternating months, given a cocktail of drugs that notoriously can raise heart rate, blood pressure, all this stuff. Mostly I started doing this for the mental anchor, because going to the hospital 5 days a week is hard, you know, until it becomes easy. You got to build the habit to where you get used to the routine and the expectation. And you're like, okay, I can do this. But in the beginning, when somebody says you got to go to the hospital for 5 days a week for the better part of a year, you're kind of like, whoa. I mean, this is my life. I have to sit in a chair for 3 to 5 hours a day, 6.5 hours on lab days because they're running behind. You're not working. You're not going to family events. You're not doing anything except what you're supposed to be doing. And you're getting a cocktail of drugs. So when you leave there, you're like, right? Like, you're not leading a normal life. And so anything that can aid to your benefit going through a time like that. And sauna was one for me. The other was walks. So I would pair the two. I would preheat my sauna. I'd actually walk twice a day. So if you look at the PubMed research, you can see that walking post-meal for I don't know how long, you have to look the study up yourself, but is more effective than metformin at controlling blood sugar in a good portion of people. And so there's merit for doing things like that also for blood pressure. My case was a little different. Most of the time people are just eating the SAD diet and they're sedentary, so they have high blood pressure. So just getting them to do a little bit of walking, doing a little bit of sauna, increase that vasodilation, increase that circulation, change the lymph flow, support the natural bodily systems, make them work better, and also get some low zone 2, high zone 1. You know, I don't even want to call it cardio. We're just walking. So you come in, you preheat the sauna, you go for your 20-minute walk, you come back, you do your sauna session, you take a shower, you relax for a little while, and you go to sleep. Well, magically, what happened for me? Blood pressure was kept in check just by doing those two things. I stopped doing those things, fall off the wagon. Maybe I had a down week where I was fighting a cold like I am right now. And I'm like, oh, I don't feel like it. Guess what? I go back to the hospital 5 days a week. And this is why I tell this story all the time, is because it's very different for me to check my blood pressure with one of those little $50 Amazon or Walgreens monitors at home. It's completely different to be going to see the same nurses every single day who won't see you or treat you until you check in for labs, using the fancy machine and doing manual blood pressure checks. You're getting EKGs. Basically, like, they won't touch you until you have your baseline metrics. And this is all in your chart. And so you can see the trends, right? And it's very interesting just doing a couple little simple things that don't take a ton of time, aren't exhaustive on your energy supplies. It does take a little bit of effort to make it a habit so that you do it consistently. But man, what a great uptick in your health metrics. What a great uptick in how you can relax, your breathing, stable blood pressure. Everything is better. You know, it's a wonderful, wonderful tool. And I would urge you to do the walking. It's free. You know, walk while your sauna heats up. Thank me later. Yeah, as a bonus for everyone, I will tell you, especially for the ladies, I never mention this because for me, I'm like, okay, great, my skin looks better, whatever. But the ladies really, really get a kick out of how much softer, smoother, better their skin is if they just sauna 3 to 4 times a week for maybe 3 to 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks or so. You absolutely notice a difference in your skin. I don't know what you call that. I'm not, one of those people. I don't know if it's skin tightening. I don't know if your pores are cleaner. I don't know if whatever. But it is consistent across the board. Unless you have, some other condition that's causing you a particular type of acne that's difficult to deal with or something like that. Everyone notices a difference and an improvement in their skin, and they get compliments on it. A lot of the ladies, this is all the rage for them. As a guy, me personally, it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, I want to do the sauna and my skin looks better. You know what I mean? No, I want to feel better. I want to have more, energy, more gumption, or I want to improve, this or that longevity metric. But, beautification is, I get it. I totally get it. And so I generally leave that out, but that's a huge bonus because just by using it, you're getting the health benefits, but you're also getting the beautification. I can't even say the word. Whatever. Your skin is better, okay? It just is. So the next thing is, this is a healing sanctuary for you in every sense of the word. You think of sauna in order to do it 3 or 4 times a week, it has to become a habit for you. And if you make it a positive habit, a positive ritual, it can be whatever you want that to be. For me personally, I would share with you that it is a place and a space to wind down. It's kind of like, it can become like private time if you just need alone time and you want to do something for yourself. Amazing. You could listen to meditation music in there. You could do an audiobook. People do all kinds of stuff, in the sauna that kind of aids in what they lose track of, being busy with family, work, the kids, just everything that we have to do in our busy lives. And so this becomes a time, a dedicated time for you to stick to the ritual so that you get the longevity and health benefits that is for you, right? Like, it's literally for you. And it's not the same for everybody. Some people wake up early and do this before or after a workout and helps them get energized for the day, and they love it. For me personally, it's a wind down ritual. I know a couple of hours before bed, a few days a week, I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna get my sweat on. Hopefully it's post-workout on those days. Maybe I've had a meal or a walk in between, whatever. But it's a couple hours before bed, and I'm gonna download from my day. I'll be thinking, or I'll play some meditation music, or I'll listen to an audiobook, or I'll use the time to either accomplish or de-stress from whatever is happening, that particular week. And it kind of creates a ritual and a space to do that in, even if there's other stuff going on in the house. So when people ask, this is just a short overview. If you go in the Facebook group, the Certified Sauna Community, and you just type in sauna benefits or something like that, you'll see where people have asked, how long have you had your sauna and what benefits have you experienced? Like, is it really worth it to do this? You've heard some key points throughout my story in this video. If you search the group, you're going to see some things that I didn't mention because it's different for other people, right? But across the board, I've given you a general synopsis of things that people normally experience. To wrap this up, if you could just pick one of the things that is helping people from regularly using this thing, whether it's to de-stress, whether it's to improve, how you age, your longevity metrics, whether it's to help you with a health condition, whether it's just to like be your relaxation sanctuary, whatever it is for you, any one of those things, and you're getting more of them than just one, is worth it, right? Like, yeah, you have to part with some money. Yeah, there's some setup. Yeah, if you want a big sauna that your family can fit in, you got to hire an electrician to. But once you get it set up and you get in this routine, your life's going to be better. You're going to be more effective as a human. I keep saying it. You show up better. You're more present. Your brain thinks clearer. When these things happen, you're happier, like with your family, because you have better relationships, friends, family, career. You make more money. Like it's I don't know how to explain that, but your normal responsibilities for life are easier for you. You don't have to work so hard at little stuff because your body performs better. And so if there was one benefit from sauna that I could give someone, like the magic thing, it would be that. And I don't know what you call that. It's just sauna is supporting your body's natural processes that they already do. Everyone says, oh, sauna will detox you, and I do all that. I do detox protocols. You know, I've tried this particular method and that protocol and yada, yada, yada. Amazing tools. However, the core of sauna, the core of heat therapy, is to support and increase what your body already does naturally and speed it up. And so a wonderful, wonderful tool, one of the best investments you can make in your health. I'm 100%, confident that this thing, I don't know of another piece of equipment that you can get in your house and plug it into a wall that can do that.